Hi guys, as usual, all the necessary links in the video description, but this time there will be not much on the test system setup, as that would be just projector and one of my walls. So, the last value projector that you've seen me reviewing here got me really interested in using one of them for my home cinema setup. I honestly had no idea that in 2025 you can have so much value for so small price. Uh, so I've looked on Aliexpress for other, more expensive units with great reviews, and Wanbo Mozart 1 Pro New got my attention with high brightness, Android TV operating system and HDR support. The new at the end of the name is pretty important because there was earlier model that was called almost the same, Wanbo Mozart 1 Pro, but this one is Wanbo Mozart 1 Pro New with higher brightness. As far as I understand, they look exactly the same, but the new 2025 version has some parameters upgraded, and this is the new guy. So this guy is $399, asking price from the manufacturer's side. On AliExpress it can be slightly more expensive, sometimes slightly cheaper, but the regular price from the manufacturer portal is actually quite good. And you will probably be able to also get that particular unit from local shops, from local markets in your countries, as I was surprised to find out. This is also available in Poland, and the price is basically the same. It's roughly the same price if I would be getting it locally. So that price includes projector, remote, and free shipping. There is also available version with swiveling stand included. That's only on AliExpress as far as I can see. But I would recommend getting it separately when you know for sure that you will need it, as it's just a stand, it's not a solid mount. So let's start the review with some numbers. The brightness is specified as 1200 NC lumens. That's a lot. The projector does support 4K input signal, input stream, but the native resolution is Full HD, which is 1080p. It does have Google TV operating system, and the version says after the latest upgrade, because it already had two upgrades of the firmware versions since I've connected the power. The operating system version is given as a 14, Android 14. It does support VRR and HDR10. That was one of the things that got my attention. And it has hardware motion compensation, which is pretty nice if you're watching anything on quite large screen, because it will remove any choppiness from your videos. The fans are specified as being able, maybe not exactly being able, but outputting 52 decibels measured from 1 meter noise, which is quite good. It's actually better than the last projector that I've been reviewing. And I also noted that the fans do not have constant speed. They will vary their speed according to the temperature of the projector, which is also a nice thing. And there is a 20 watts speaker with passive membrane, which we will see in a second. It's portable, but quite heavy at 3.3 kilograms. It gives you a very solid feel when you lift it up. Okay, the build. Let's start with the front. Lens, but we do not get the lens cap in the box. So let's have a second to measure that one, and that would be something like 76 millimeters internally. I'd have to look for something that will match the size with the clamps, internal clamps here. We also have IR receiver here, which is a very nice thing because it's quite sensitive, so you will not have to point your remote towards the IR receiver, you will point that towards the screen. and it'll get the reflection from the screen. Those cutouts here are actually used for the warm air ventilation. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see that, but behind them, yeah, you should be able to see that. There is an aluminum radiator, kind of like car radiators, because the fins are placed so that the airflow goes through them. So it's also similar to the CPU fan coolers, tower coolers used in PCs. The piano black part here is protected with protective foil, which you can just remove like that. On the top of the device we have a power on button, which is quite nice because you can't see it right now, but it does display blinking Wanbo logo when powered on. Yes, there was some kind of a police car running behind the window. Nothing interesting on the left side, and on the other side we have passive radiator. It's not a speaker. The speaker is placed in the back, but it's a passive radiator that's moving and enhancing the bass. In the back of the device we have, interestingly, model number. Not in the front, but in the back. And you can see it was designed by Wanbo. We have DC barrel power connector, we have USB input because this unit does play media on USB drives, we have HDMI input, and we have headphones or auxiliary output, depending on what you will connect here. And that would be the input for the air vent, and speaker is somewhere around here. There is one interesting thing at the bottom, the thing that I've actually missed at the beginning when I was starting to review my unit, the bracket. We have very small bracket that allows for 7 degrees pivot for the projector. That's obviously nice, but it will not replace a proper stand. One of the things that you haven't seen here is any kind of standard tripod mount. This unit is designed to be standing on something flat or using dedicated swiveling mount, but it doesn't have any kind of mount for the standard tripods or ceiling mounts. Okay, what else? The remote. Remote is actually surprisingly nice. It's plastic, yes, but it's a good quality plastic. It looks nice, and it has dedicated buttons for YouTube, Netflix, Disney Plus, and Prime Video. As it's working with Android TV operating system, you do have a fully functional Android assistant working with this unit, and the remote has a microphone over here. The other buttons are pretty standard. This one is quite nice because it takes you to the menu with the settings for the actual projector, not for the Google TV. And we will talk about that later when I'll be giving you a demo of the picture quality. What else should we talk about here? The fans are quite silent, and the passive bass membrane actually works. This is a construction that's also used in many portable Bluetooth speakers and different types of soundbars, and it actually does work, enhancing the bass. One speaker, as far as I know, is quite small, but it's able to output quite nice sound. Okay, manufacturer says that the actual lens unit is fully sealed and made of real glass. And the longevity for the light source is specified as 20,000 hours. So that would be the whole life for the light source in this projector. Quite nice. I don't think I'll be doing a second review after 20,000 hours just to give you an update in a couple of years if it was really working for that long. But it looks impressive. And the picture quality is really nice, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So now let's talk about some functionality. Obviously, it does have autofocus, auto keystone, auto screen feed, and auto obstacle avoidance. Those are quite a standard on not so super cheap projectors, but it's a very good thing that they're here because they work fine. The remote has the remote has dedicated buttons, as you've seen. I will talk about the menu of the projector during the demo. One thing that I wanted to note already now is that it does have an equalizer. You can choose one of the three predefined sound profiles, but the last one, named Custom, gives you access to the real, I think it was 10 band, but I'm not sure about that, equalizer, and you can tune the sound to your liking, and it actually works. Okay, so one more thing, the last thing before the actual demo is the information. The Android operating system and the part that's used as a TV in this Wanbo projector is manufactured by Skyworth. This is actually a company that's manufacturing real TVs, real LCD and LED TVs, and those guys are using Google TV as a regular operating system. And I'm telling you this because this is actually quite nice thing, because this assures that the unit will get regular updates for the Android TV inside. So, having said that, let's move to the picture quality demo. And one thing that I wanted to note here, if you are a regular on my channel, you know this desk. And you know that the things that I have here are quite well lit. And that's because directly above this desk, I have 3 lamps on the ceiling, and those lamps are in total giving me 150 watts output power. And the angled wall that I'll be using to do a picture demo is on this side, and the actual place when I will be displaying the picture from this projector is just about 1.2, 1.3 meters away from the light source. And we will begin with this projector displaying the picture on the wall with the lights being lit on. 150 watts, just less than 1.5 meter away from the screen, from the wall, and you will see that. So give me a second to do some reconnecting around here. Just a second. And surprise, surprise, one more thing. Obviously I forgot about the power supply. The power supply uses standard cable, and this power supply works for anything between 100 and 240 volts AC, outputting 19 volts DC with almost 10 amperes of current. In total, that's specified as almost 180 watts. The power brick is quite large, but it's rather flat. Quite large, meaning that it's just the same size as my hand, roughly. And at the end we have the usual barrel connector. So again, give me a second and I will connect the projector. Okay, so we are starting our demo. I will lower the volume for a second. Yeah, and look at the screen. This is actually, as I've said earlier, with the main light source in this room lit on, and this is 150 watts of power, just less than 1.5 meters away from the screen. Now give me a second and I will move and I will shut down. I will power off the lighting. Now this looks impressive, right? This is HDR video, HDR demo from YouTube, and it does look absolutely stunning. I'm not sure if my phone will be able to capture all of the details here and the depth of the color, because I've chosen HDR 1.0, HDR10 video. So let's start with the sound quality. We'll have some nice guys on the screen, and let's start with the sound quality. Let's raise the volume. And maybe that's not the best video, so we will get back to that later. And this is an Android TV, yeah, so I won't be going through all of the menus. I will show you the main menu when I'll be finishing with that part of the demo. But the first thing, the most important thing that's not universal to all Android TVs is the settings menu for the actual projector. So we have the usual stuff like the image correction. We can turn autofocus on. You should be able to see it's getting focused. Yes, and it's done. We have auto keystone. We have manual 4-point keystone correction. We have manual trapezoid setting. We have one-click screen entry, which is, as far as I remember, setting everything with one click. We have intelligent obstacle avoidance. It's currently on. Manual zoom out, and resetting of the keystone correction. So it's quite a lot. The affordable projectors usually have just 3 main settings here. Then we can move to the image menu, and we can change the color temperature of the screen. You should be able to see that. Yes, you should be able to see that, and you're able to define your own color temperature. Okay, let's get back here. Picture mode. We can choose PC mode with lower latency. We can choose standard, bright, even brighter than it was before, soft, and custom. But the best one for me was standard. Now, we can choose to use or to disable motion compensation. The setting that was working the best for me is low. As you can see, it's the one that we have currently set. The higher level settings were super fluid, but I preferred the picture like that. It is fluid, but it's not super fluid like soap opera. But that's just me. Yeah, let's get back to this one. I pressed back once again. Oh, pause for the... Okay, so we're back. I had to pause the camera because the last thing you wanted to see here were some toothpaste ads. Okay, so let's get back to the menu. Menu. We're talking about the motion compensation, so let's get back here. Audio mode. We can define if we want or do not want to have the button press sound, and we can choose one of the 3 predefined profiles: standard one, music one, and movie one. They are quite okay, but the most important and the best thing here is that you can choose the customized profile, and as I've said earlier, this is basically EQ. Yeah, I was wrong about 10 bands, it's just 5 bands. But as you can see, my preferred setting for this particular speaker was getting higher 10 kHz slider and slightly 5 kHz slider. 58 setting and 50 was neutral, and this one is at 90. And with those 2 settings, the sound is clear, especially the vocals are transparent and clear. The bass is here, although you know, the speaker is small. The bass is really nice for the speaker size, but it will not blow your head open. When I was watching some movies and TVs from my Plex collection and from my Prime, I was using Bluetooth connection to one of my digital to analog converters connected to my main stereo setup, and the sound was excellent. There was no lag, there was no latency. The sound was in sync with the video stream. There was no problems with lip sync being a little bit late or too early. Okay, so that's about the audio menu and let's get back there. Okay, input. You can choose game mode, you can choose which of the inputs will be used at the boot of the projector. Interestingly, this device has full CIC HDMI control. You can control this device to be powered on and off by another device, for example, your game console, your PC, your Blu-ray drive, or anything else that allows for CIC control. Yeah, let's get back here. Yeah, and you can also control another devices with the projector. Currently on the list we have only one player because I don't have anything connected via HDMI. And you can choose the source of the signal, which is Android TV, HDMI and USB for the files stored on USB stick. All the time in the background you should be able to see how good the picture quality is. The languages. That one is pretty important because probably you want to see if this projector supports your own language. So let's quickly scroll through that list. You can pause the video at any moment to read the contents. Yeah, and that's it. And in the About section we can check the model number, the software version, and I leave that scrolling for a second so you'll be able to see what was the latest version at the moment when I was recording the video. Yeah, it was dated for the August last year. And advanced settings give us a couple of more advanced things. We can choose the projection mode, where the projector is standing. In the front of the screen, behind the screen, if it's mounted in the front of the screen but on the ceiling, and behind the screen on the ceiling. We can choose to set autofocus automatically on power on. I've left it on, but I was able to get a slightly better autofocus, sorry, not autofocus but manual focus, using buttons on the remote. Another option is forcing the autofocus when the projector will be moved. It will sense the movement and it will reset the focus automatically. You can choose to enable automatic correction of all parameters on the startup. Again, auto keystone with move. If you will move the projector, it will do keystone again, keystone setting. Automatic screen alignment. If you have a dedicated screen, the projector will detect the size of the screen and adjust the size of the picture accordingly. And you can enter the intelligent obstacle avoidance system, meaning that you have, if you have any kind of plant in your house or something hanging on the wall, the projector will try to adjust the size of the screen so it will not display on the obstacle. And that's the guide for calibration. You can upgrade the firmware locally from the USB drive using this option, or reset all the factory settings of the projector. My recommended way of upgrading the software is using OTA upgrade, online upgrade that's available from the Google TV Android menu. Yeah, and that was everything about that menu in here. Give me a second, I will try to find some video with the audio track with vocals, so you'll be able to hear the sound quality on the recording, because here we have just some ambient sounds, and although it works with the video, it will not give you an idea about the true sound quality of the speaker. Okay, we can actually use the preview function in YouTube. Yeah. Yeah, that's enough. It will probably be enough to demonetize my video. So maybe let's here Jimmy Kimmel. Let's hear the vocal.
Welcome to our filthy city. We're happy to have you here, and thank you for joining us on our home on the American Broadcasting Company ABC, where we do not have the Olympics. If you're tuned,
Yep. So that was it. Let's get back to the main menu. Yeah, and that's the main menu. This is your usual Android TV screen. As you can see, I already have the newest update with slightly different top menu. Those icons over there are slightly different than on older versions of the Android TV. And that's basically it. That's it for the demo. And let's get back to my talking head part of the video, when I will give you a summary and my thoughts on the projector. So, be back in a second. And I am back a little bit earlier because I wanted to show you one of the things that I forgot to show you during the demo, the ambient display. The ambient display is something that was advertised by Wanbo as one of the nice functionalities of this particular projector, and it actually is quite nice, but it's well hidden. To access it, you need to press the power off button. It won't be available in your regular menu, but you need to do something like that, and here it is, ambient mode. And you can choose one of the ambient settings. This one seems to be nice, and the idea is that it'll display something like that in a loop with quite nice soundtrack and the video that should calm you down or help you to focus. But you also have one of the most basic things you can have, the fireplace, and that's actually quite nice. So let's turn that guy off and let's move to the summary. So as you've seen, the picture is really bright and the colors are vivid and saturated with great contrast. The projector detects HDR10 streams, and it will get your HDR10 logo in the upper right corner of the screen, and then you can enjoy even better, more natural colors. So, the summary. Wanbo Mozart 1 Pro works as a super large Android TV, but that's standard functionality. The star of the show is the lens. The lens system, that's really bright. It has great vivid colors and contrast. Higher brightness allows you to get larger usable picture size, and I was floored when I had moved Wanbo lower to the floor and I got 3 meters wide screen on my wall. That was really something. That was jaw-dropping because I felt like in real cinema. I haven't done that during the video demo earlier because my camera wouldn't be able, even with the wide-angle lens, to cover that size of the screen. But the higher brightness allows you to have larger display, larger picture on your wall or on your screen. So that was really something, especially with sound via Bluetooth of topping digital to analog converter that was getting ready to be reviewed. But I have to admit that the built-in speaker is also a good and positive surprise. But to my ears, it does require some EQ to sound best. The standard setting is a little bit mellow. It's a safe setting that won't annoy anyone. But it does cut a little bit of treble. It has a treble roll-off. It's focused mostly on the mid-range, but the mid-range quality is quite nice. So as you've seen what I've done, I've boosted the highest treble, the 10 kHz treble, and slightly boosted 5 kHz treble, leaving the rest on the standard neutral level, and that gave it crisp, transparent sound that you've probably heard, I hope you've heard, in the video. So, 3 things that I've liked. Picture brightness and quality. That's the star of the show. No doubt about that. HDR, picture and sound quality with EQ. After the EQ, it was really, really nice. And the third thing, build and the looks. Apparently, projectors are lifestyle thing now, as I've learned browsing through Epson web portal. And Wanbo really does look nice and elegant. I love the color. To me, it's something like gunmetal gray, but the portal, the manufacturer, says it's a shade of blue. I don't know. My eyes apparently work in a kind of different way. To me, it's gunmetal gray, and I really like that color, and it matches my watch. Okay, so 3 things that could be improved. The first one, lens cap. Maybe I'm old-fashioned, but yeah, something like that, or another dust particles. I'd like to be able to protect the lens with the lens cap if I'm not using the projector. And these are basically very cheap. Lens caps are very, very cheap. So why don't we have one in the box? The second thing, gimbal. Gimbal stand, come on, it isn't that expensive. I would like to have that in the box for the price of that projector. It's not super affordable projector. The price is really good. Still, for $300 or $400, I would expect to have some kind of stand in the box with the projector. And the last thing, as always, the fans could be quieter, but that's just me being picky, as they are not that loud. Actually, they are okay. So scratch that, there is no point 3. Wanbo Mozart 1 Pro new, this new version, brighter, better, newer, is excellent choice, and I've already ordered the gimbal stand for it. And if you are in the market for a small portable projector with great brightness and colors, do take a look at this unit. It's really worth your attention. So yes, it gets my recommendation. It's also portable because you can take it camping or whatever and use USB to watch movies with your friends and family. Okay, so thanks for watching, guys. I hope you liked this video and have a great day with your music and your videos. See you next time.